Good morning. I think this is a nice little job to show you some of the things that we do, some hints and tips. So first of all, it's important to do a survey. I don't know if you can see this, but if you look down there, the gutter line of the address is below the platform. Now the bees are entering underneath the fascia and travelling up, and it would be very easy without doing the survey to presume that the bees are at the bottom of the roof space. They're not. We found these bees quite a bit further the way up, probably about a metre up. So if your platform wasn't in the right place, it would be very easy to not be able to access your colony. So before you take this roof apart, you need to know exactly where they are. The next thing is, if you have a look, every tile's been marked. Some people will have you believe that that's maybe a bit over the top, and potentially it is. But what we've found is that putting it back together becomes a hell of a lot easier if you put it back together the way it came apart. So we mark the tiles, and you'll notice that we mark the tiles further than we need to take apart, and we'll mark them from the bottom to the top. When you first start, it's usual that you'll start marking from the top and draw your way down, 1, 2, 3. But then when you come to put it back together, you're working back up your numbers, you're working from your high numbers down, and it's just easier if you start at the bottom. So you start 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as you're picking your tiles up, you know where they are. We're going to get this exposed. The other thing is, we couldn't get a thermal on this, and this shows you exactly why. The gap between the membrane and the tile is probably about, I don't know, 3.5 inch, and that airspace has given it some thermal insulation, which is stopping the heat source coming through. So we're going to take these tiles off. You'll notice on here as well, not every row of tiles is usually going to be nailed. As a general rule, they will nail one, miss one, nail one, miss one, because the tiles above it, the tile that is nailed holds the tile below it in place. So if you get there and the tile that you want won't push up, try the one above or below to give you that open and start. And again, let's get it opened up first and then gear on, and then we'll have a think about cutting this membrane. But when you take these tiles out, what you're going to find is that you're going to be able to feel the colony. The colony will be stuck to that membrane. That's where it's attached. So as you touch it, you will feel the lightness where it is, and then you'll feel a solid lump where it is. So again, just make sure you know exactly where you're going before you open this colony up, and make sure that you've got it fully exposed, and then cutting open, and the whole job becomes a million times easier. The position you do not want to find yourself in is opening up a space which only covers half of your colony. That's when life gets really, really difficult. The time and effort you spend now preparing your roof surface will absolutely assist you later on. Right, have a lovely day, God bless. Yeah, so if I look at this now, you can see that we've exposed quite a large area, probably larger than most people would expose. But what we can see straight away is there's a drop of seep in this area. And now when we use our hands, without even exposing this colony, you can feel that there is bees. Gonna have to come up these ones here just ever so slightly. I can feel it's empty here, I can feel that springiness, and then we lose it there. That's the end of my colony. There. There. That might be. So it's there. I can feel it here. I can feel it there. I know this colony is built up this side here. You can see it and you can feel it. So we're going to take this little bit of the top row of tiles off, just so we can get absolutely into where we want to be. and then we'll start cutting and taking apart. But you've got to make sure, and I can't reiterate this enough, you have to make sure that you can get to the full colony. You will find that your job goes a hell of a lot faster and a hell of a lot easier if you end up being able to access the full area of comb. When you are reaching in, when you are trying to pull it through a small area, everything goes bad. The job becomes an absolute pain in your backside. It'll get dirty, it'll get messy, everything will get sticky. Really giving yourself that space to work is the number one important thing, in my opinion, of how to make a job go a hell of a lot more smoothly. Yeah. Ready? Perfect.